What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Ballin' Out. I'm your host, Sean Robinson, co-host Graham Rhodes here. Oh, man, finally got here, finally made it to playoff basketball for the NBA. Been waiting for a long time now, with the hiatus and everything. So glad to see that it's finally here. It starts on Monday. So we're going to do a little preview of that, first round matchups, and also that 8 and 9 seed game that will be taking place on this coming weekend, Saturday, maybe Sunday. Um, yeah, and a couple of the games, last games, the seeding games that we had last week. So see about that, and it should be good one for you, especially because we're going to be talking about playoff basketball. Let's actually wait to start with that. Let's start with last night, Thursday night. We had you know, last seeding games. Got some today on Friday. The Blazers, they needed the win to get in the playoffs, and they were able to do it. Beat the Brooklyn Nets by 1 point, 134 to 133. We all know Dame has been going off ever since Pat Bev and Paul George said something to him. But Dame had 42. CJ McCollum actually showed up last night, got 25 points as well. Um, and that Brooklyn team, like, it was a back and forth game all game. Karis LeVert went off, got 37 points. So that was good to see him doing his thing all by himself. Uh, but this Brooklyn team, they got a lot to look for in the future. Yeah, Karis LeVert, KD, and Kyrie coming next year, so that'll be good. But this Portland team, man, I've been saying it. What now that they're in this playing game, you you think they're gonna beat the Grizzlies and take on your Lakers?
Yeah, I think no doubt. I think they got this far. I can't see them losing to the Grizzlies. Actually, they've done everything to get here, so I think it'll be over Saturday night, or whenever they play that game.
Yeah, yeah, I see them winning. Grizzlies had a great run. I didn't even think they'd be in the playing game. I thought Suns were gonna make it, which they went 8-0, undefeated in the bubble. Got their last win yesterday, last game for the season actually, 128-102 win over the Dallas Mavericks. Um, Devin Booker put in 27 points. DeAndre Ayton, he started to do something as well in this bubble. So, those two are looking pretty bright for the future for Phoenix. It's looking pretty good for them. Hopefully they can build on this restart. It's sad to see Devin Booker once again not get what he wants. Hopefully soon, maybe soon he'll get that third guy. I feel like Phoenix, all they need is another guy to really help them. With Ayton and Booker, that young talent, and they'll be over the top. Maybe make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you. I think they just need another superstar to pair along with those, that young duo, and see what they get in a couple of years.
Yeah, that'll be good to see. Devin Booker. I think he will get the bubble MVP. They have the awards for that now. I guess the bubble MVP and then the bubble all. I don't know if it's an all NBA team or if it's just the best team, but Devin Booker will. I think it's between Dame or Devin Booker, just because Dame went off in those last 4 games or whatever. So, but glad for the Suns, actually looking good and usually not known for winning, especially 8 straight.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So, with that being said, we have that West playing game on Saturday. Like I said, Grizzlies and the Blazers. The Blazers have the 8 seed and the Grizzlies have the 9 seed. Um, that is tomorrow afternoon. So all the Blazers have to do is win tomorrow, and they play the Lakers on Monday, I believe it is. And then Grizzlies win, they have to play again on Sunday. But you already said the Blazers. You already expect them to take care of business. I do as well. I Dame will probably go off. CJ and Melo probably contribute something as well. Um, but let's go in. With that being said, move into the first round matchup. Let's start with that. Lakers possible Blazers. What do you see here? I know you're a big Lakers fan. What do you a little frightened or worried about playing the Blazers and scorching Dame right now?
Uh, I'll be just 100% honest. Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Uh, Especially when it comes to playoff basketball, it's really mismatches play a big key when it comes down to it, and guard play is really what the Lakers struggle with right now, and that's exactly what the Trailblazers have. Not only do they have Damian Lillard who drops 50, 60 a night just on command. You also have CJ McCollum right by his side right there. Very capable of putting up a very solid performance. We've seen him drop 40, 50, himself. So
Hmm.
uh, definitely going to be a hard chip for the Lakers going up against that Trailblazers team, but the end of the day, I still don't think that anyone's gonna be able to stop, Anthony Davis down low. I don't see Yusuf Nurkic stopping him or Zach Collins. I could easily see, AD dropping a 50 piece maybe in a couple times in that series. I frankly I don't see anyone that's going to be able to keep up with them, or frankly, with that matter, be able to keep up with LeBron. I mean, I think, Melo, if you're putting him on LeBron, I think it's barbecue chicken. I mean, Melo's just not that good a defender. He's getting up there in age. Um, so I mean, it definitely will be a mismatch for the Lakers, and I think it's definitely going to be a more entertaining series without Avery Bradley or Rajon Rondo. Although I heard Rondo is back with the Lakers team
Uh,
coming up here pretty soon, I think. Um, but yeah, I think it'll definitely be interesting, and I could see it possibly going six, maybe even 7 games possible, maybe. But I'm going probably 5 or 6 games, in the Lakers' favor.
okay. All right. I'd have to go with that as well. Although, um, like you said, don't really have anybody to guard Anthony Davis or LeBron James for that matter. But they are better. Trailblazers are better in that guard play. Say, to have CJ, have Dame, and Lakers. Yeah, they got guards. They got Russo, Quinn Cook, ACP. That's about it. They don't really have Avery Bradley, that defending guard. They have scoring guards for sure, but that defender. So that might hurt them in the long run. But yeah, I see them. I see the Lakers. Hopefully, I mean, I do want to see a Western Conference Finals of Lakers Clippers. So, but you never know, man. An upset, especially with this bubble and no fans, they could definitely. I think it'll have an impact. You know, on the players. Like, you're just
Oh,
in there
absolutely,
hooping.
yeah, no question, no
Got
question.
no outside distractions or anything, so you're just in there hooping. Um, like AAU basketball. Like a good time. So yeah, good. Um, yes, we got that one. Let's move on to the. We'll just keep in the West. So the Clippers and the Mavs, the 2 and the 7 seed. Um, both two good teams. Dallas, they are in I wouldn't say the rebuilding phase, but they're getting up there. They got a young talent in Kristaps and Luca. Um, I know the Clippers, Kawhi, Paul George, supporting cast. What are your predictions on this series?
I kind of think it's going to be about the same as the Lakers Trailblazers. I kind of see it going 5 or 6 games maybe if Luca's out there being able to pull out some magic, with some of these insane triple doubles he's had throughout the bubble. With that being said, I still don't think this Mavericks team is enough to go up against that star-studded Clippers team. And I think at the end of the day, I think the Clippers are going to be just too strong of a matchup for them, and I think they'll get it done 5, 6 games tops.
I agree. I'm worried because well, Mavericks, we've seen them score high numbers multiple times this season. They're a great offensive team. But on the defensive side, they got Kristaps, they got Boban. That's about it. And another thing, the Mavs always we've seen it only in this bubble games, but in regular season as well. If they've blown fourth quarter leads, like they can't keep that big lead. They might be up by a lot, and then they blow the lead, so they can't really close out games. So yeah, I definitely see this series done in 5 to 6 games. I would like to say a sweep, but I don't think so. I don't you know. So then the 3 and the 6 seed, we have Denver and Utah. We all know about this Denver team and mention them, Jokic, Mike Porter Jr. He should be getting some big minutes. Thinking about the Nuggets, though, I did hear this the other day that they may not have Gary Harris or Will Barton, not only for this series but for the rest of the season. They may be out for the rest of the season. They're trying to get through their injuries, but that's what I heard. That's what I heard, from ESPN stuff like that. Um, but honestly, I see this series. This could be same thing, 5, 6 games. Just because that Jazz team, they put a lot of fight into each game they play. But really, if the Nuggets come out scorching hot with Bol, they put Bol in there and Ballmer, all those guys come out. It could even be, not a sweep, maybe a gentleman's sweep. 5 games at 4-1. Um, that's because that Utah team isn't really as deep as Denver Nuggets. What are your predictions on this one?
Um, I think the Nuggets are definitely going to take this one. I think they may even take it in a straight up sweep or a gentleman's sweep. Uh, I think the Nuggets are really hitting their stride right now, even as a team. Without, like you said, Will Barton and Gary Harris, tag along with them. And we still, I think they've been putting up very solid numbers. And with Jokic out there, such a dominant force down low, being able to, post up, take the ball up the court, shoot it, post. Basically everything you want.
Yeah,
Jokic can deliver it for you. So I think especially when you got that attacking, the Jazz's strongest point, and Rudy Gobert probably down low. Yeah, I don't think the Jazz really stand a chance. Especially, I don't know. I haven't liked their play so far throughout the bubble. I think they've looked a little sloppy at times. Although Mike Conley is one person I've seen who I liked his performance so far throughout this bubble. But I think the Nuggets will get this one done in 4 or 5 games.
yeah. I know. You mentioned Mike Conley. He's been showing up. He's been playing some good games earlier in the regular season. He was dealing through injury a little bit and wasn't really playing all that good, but he's really been showing up for his team, helping them out. Another guy, Jordan Clarkson off the bench. I mentioned him a couple weeks ago. He's been playing pretty good as of late too. So that'll be good to see. And then last, the last West, I don't think it's been set yet, but it's gonna be well, it's set. It's gonna be Rockets Thunder, but it's just who gets the 4 and 5 basically based off the games today. But this series, it should be interesting, but we'll have to see. Westbrook is hurt and going to miss at least the beginning of the series, hopefully not the whole series. I want to see him go up against his former team. And, this Chris Paul team, this Chris Paul Thunder team, we've talked about them. They've surprised everyone this year. So he'll be also going up against his former team. So we got two, a little bit of rivalry going on here in the first round between those two teams. So what are your predictions on this one?
Actually, I have a surprise here. I think I have the Thunder taking this one out possibly. With the news that Russell Westbrook was going to miss, I believe it was possibly the whole first round, maybe even the next round is what I was hearing. If they're without Russell Westbrook, I think that gives the Thunder a good chance to put Chris Paul on James Harden and be the primary defender on him, and I think that could be very interesting right there alone. And we've seen so far what this Thunder team has been able to do, and they've proved a lot of people wrong so far. So right now, with Russell Westbrook sitting out this, or not sitting out, I should say, injured throughout this first round, I think I like the Rockets or the Thunder to pull this one out over the Rockets.
I honestly, yeah, I think Russell Westbrook is obviously gonna have a huge role in that game. And also, when you said Russell Westbrook being hurt, there's still no word on Eric Gordon, I don't believe. Um, he's also a key piece for the Rockets, especially during the playoffs we've seen the last couple of years. But uh, that'll be Rockets are dealing with some injuries right as of right now, and plus they have that small ball, so I expect Steven Adams to have a little feast, have a little field day, a couple games, here and there. So that'll be good. But I honestly, um, without Westbrook, without Gordon, I see this game maybe even 5, 6 games. Um, with Westbrook, I'd say 7. But what are your predictions? What do you think the series going to be here?
I think I still without Westbrook, I think it's still going 6 games, maybe even 7 still. I mean, James Harden is still one heck of a player, and I don't think you can count this Rockets team out. But I mean if he shows up to play and Eric Gordon's there, which I think if they don't have Eric Gordon, I don't think they win this series. I think when the Rockets are only running a 8-man lineup, I don't
Mm.
think you can afford to miss too many players. Especially, I'd say two of your better players right there, in Russell Westbrook and Eric Gordon. But I see it going probably about 6, maybe even 7. Depending on what this Rockets team is showing up like.
Yeah, we all hope the best for the Rockets. Hopefully they can do it. But the Thunder would be really surprised because they were given, remember, a .2 chance after trading Westbrook, getting Chris Paul, .2 chance to make the playoffs. And if they get out of this first round, being the Rockets, that'll be good to see. See Chris Paul can still hoop, prove the doubters wrong.
Absolutely, yeah.
There. So that's the West first round. We go to the East first round. We'll start 1 and 8 seed. We got the Milwaukee Bucks and the Orlando Magic. Yeah, no. Yeah.
They might call it, Sean. Let me tell you something. They might call this one after 3. This might be one of the series in NBA history where they actually call it after 3. It might be as bad as the Pistons series.
Ugh.
I mean, we all know all Detroit Michiganders. We all know the struggles. Um, the Magic are gonna feel exactly what the Pistons felt, last year. And I have nothing more to say than that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This is a sweep. I just don't see this Bucks team. They haven't. They're one of these teams that you said in the bubble. They haven't been playing 100%. But I think once playoffs kicks in, game one, it's gonna be wraps. It's over. Um, Plus the Magic really don't have anybody anyways. They already got injuries. Jonathan Isaac and I feel like there's somebody else too. Oh, Evan Fournier. I don't think he went. So you know, it'll be uh it'll be very disappointing for the Orlando Magic fans. Plus they're in Orlando already. So to get swept, go home. That would be pretty disappointing for them at least. But great for the fans. Get to see the Bucks dominate. But yeah, that would be over 4 games. So I probably won't even be watching that. But
Nope.
that's yeah. Yeah, I'm not even gonna tune in. Not even yeah. Um. Then the 4, 5. Um. Same thing with the West. Just being a 4 and 5 seed, but it's gonna be Miami Heat and Indiana Pacers. That'll be a good one. T.J. Warren versus Jimmy Butler for possibly 6 games. Possibly 6 games. Maybe 7. Maybe 7. You never know.
So okay, okay.
Yeah, that'll be interesting though. I mean, Jimmy Butler got the best of TJ when they played a couple of days ago, so earlier this week. So they got the best out of him. But what do you see out of this series? What's your prediction on this one?
I like this young Heat team, and I think if that one game was any indication, of Jimmy Butler shutting down T.J. Warren,
Hmm.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen in this whole series. I think T.J. Warren will be a name of the past. I don't think anyone will remember him after this. Uh, I think I see the Heat come out of this. Perfectly honest with you, I see him coming out of it. 4 or 5 games, to be honest. Um, I really like the Heat's chances this year. I mean, I think they could even make some noise. Maybe even make a second round upset as well. Depending on what type of matchup they get. But I like the Heat to take this series, and take it pretty convincingly.
Okay, yeah, 4 or 5. Honestly, because TJ Warren, yeah, I think his days are over because his reigning days dropping 50 are over. I see him maybe dropping 25 because Jimmy Butler's on him. But they still got Victor Oladipo and Miles Turner too. So those guys, have to really step up, um, and play their role as well. But like you mentioned, that Heat team, they're a young team, great team. You got Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. So this team is really, really clicking right now. Um, they're looking good. They also got Andre Iguodala. He knows something about the playoffs as well, making deep playoff runs. So that's a big help as well. Um, Honestly, it really depends on how Oladipo. I think this series is going to depend on how Oladipo can play, how Oladipo can play for the Pacers, and how I don't really think for the Heat, Jimmy Butler is going to be a huge factor in this series because he's going to be the main target, especially for TJ Warren. I think it's more or less going to be Bam Adebayo and the point guard, the guards. I think this series is the guard play. Um, the Pacers, who's their point guard? Malcolm Brogdon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Chris
yeah,
Paul.
that'll be interesting too. Him and Oladipo. And the Heat, they got Dragic, they got Kendrick Nunn, they got Tyler Hero, and Jimmy Butler. But I honestly think this series is going to depend on the guard play. Uh, whoever's got the better guards is really going to take this series. Because we already know what Bam Adebayo is going to bring. We already know what Miles Turner, they're going to bring probably similar numbers. We already talked about the Jimmy Butler, TJ Warren thing. So I really think, depending on the guards, if they can play well, if Oladipo and Brogdon can play well, can shoot lights out, play great defense, I see this Pacers team taking it 6 or 7 games. But can't count out this Heat team. A great young team, great coach in Eric Spoelstra. He also knows something about the playoffs, long run. So um, it's kind of both sides. But I kind of see this series going to 6 or 7 games. It's going to go the full length. Unless something odd happens, someone gets hurt or something. But I see this series going the full length all the way. Then the 3 and 6, the Celtics and the Sixers. That'll be good. Al Horford, he's on the Sixers, so we'll get a rematch with the Celtics team. Um, but no Ben Simmons for the Sixers. Joel Embiid, think he's iffy. He might play because he's still hurt or whatever. Um, I mean, this Celtics team, we've been talking about it. Great team. Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker finally gets a taste of the playoffs, again, hoping to make a deep run. Um, what do you see this series? Who's going to win it?
I see the Celtics taking this one pretty easily as well, especially if Joel Embiid's not going to be there.
Mm,
Um, the Sixers just at that point, I don't really see who's going to be a real threat for the Celtics team. And
Shake Milton.
I mean, even if the man drops 50, I still think they lose by 15. Um,
Mm,
so I think it'll be interesting. I mean, there definitely could be some good games if Joel Embiid is in there. So I mean, we're all very capable of what Joel Embiid can do. I mean, he's a very dominant force when he wants to be and when he gets down low. Um, so it definitely could be a very interesting series, I believe. But if Joel Embiid is not going to be there, then I see the Celtics taking this one fairly easy, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. You know, Embiid's not playing. Could sweep. You know, Celtics team. Plus, they got more depth, more shooting. Um, they're just overall much better than this Sixers team. And honestly, hot take here. I think this Sixers team. This is gonna be the end of. This might be the end of Simmons and Embiid. That is a hot take from me there. You know, I believe one of them could get traded the offseason. Do not be surprised. You know, Sixers trying to make a run or something. You know, we've heard Simmons and Embiid both say they want to play with each other, but I just think something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen this offseason. That team.
All right, okay, I like that take though. That's not too far out there, but that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just see they've tried numerous years. You know, they've gotten to the playoffs. Like they're a playoff team. It works during the regular season, but to get all the way, like you know, it doesn't really work. It's not successful. Um, so yeah, plus you don't have Ben Simmons. Maybe not. You know, because Ben Simmons is hurt. Maybe they'll wait till you know maybe the middle of next season. But I just feel like something's gonna be done. Maybe something's gonna be tweaked with Sixers. Maybe Brown will be out. Maybe they'll fire their coach, get rid of him. But you know, either somebody's gonna get traded or somebody's gonna get fired. That is my hot take for the Sixers.
All right, okay, I like that.
Or yeah, write that down. And then so the last series in the East first round is the Raptors and the Nets. Sweep. That's all I got.
We get the
Yeah.
brooms out, man. I mean, even if that Nets team from last night, when they played the Trailblazers team, shows up, they're still getting swept. They're still getting bounced. I mean, Nick Nurse is a very, very well-respected coach. He knows what to do in the playoffs. Obviously, I mean, fresh off a championship season. Only lost basically Kawhi and Danny Green, and still being able to have his team in the number 2 spot. And then, I mean, it's the
Better than
conference.
last year too.
Exactly, yes. Better than they were before, and you know, I expect this team to definitely make it past first round very, very easily.
Yeah. Uh yeah, I don't care. Paris LeVert can go off for 60, 70. I just
Or-
there's no way, you know. Not this year, not this year. So looks like the East will be pretty easy, you know. Only really good series in the East is the Pacers Heat. That's about it, you know. Depending on if Embiid plays, maybe the Sixers and Celtics. That 1-8 and 2-7 sweeps. You know, I don't really see it going further than that. Um, but you know, oh, looks like I'll be watching a lot of West playoff games this first round. You know,
Yes,
want to see some entertaining basketball. It's actually gonna go back and forth, a little competition, not just. I mean, the Bucks are gonna be playing like a JV team, and I mean, Bucks and Raptors they're gonna be playing JV teams basically.
they really will be. Yeah, it's gonna be ugly out there. Oof.
It's gonna be it'll be brutal for them.
They
Um,
might start calling games after 3 this year. They might implement a new rule.
they're gonna start doing that again. Start calling it after three. They're gonna
Yep,
bring that back.
they say done. They don't want to play another one.
I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Actually, I even noticed. I just looked. The Heat and the Pacers are playing right now,
They are. That is true.
but oh no, no one's playing now. I mean, yeah, everybody's sitting now, so it's not even gonna make a difference. But yeah, so those are basically that's playoffs. Like I said, starts on Monday. I was playing games for this weekend. The playoffs start on Monday. The rest year until October. Finals start at end of September. September 30th is the day. So should be some exciting basketball. Yes, that'll probably be the only thing that's going to be on. So I'll be catching every game basically.
Sir.
Watching it. Yes, sir. Yeah. But so that's gonna conclude our episode for today. You guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you guys.